Skip, given how the weekend went in terms of pitching, how difficult was the decision to go get Dom after only a third?
Yeah, I mean, that's just disappointing. I think we used 3 pitchers to get through 4 innings or something like that. But disappointing to go get him. Not really, because if you're not going to compete, we're going to get you out. And I was probably more disappointed about that, the fact that he wasn't competing, than maybe the result that we had. But yeah, once we knew that, we go out there and we're a third of an inning in, and we're having to make a change already. We knew we were going to be a little bit shorthanded tonight anyway. But those things happen, and just was not pretty tonight.
So guys like Tolman and Sam and Chaz, they weren't going to be used under any circumstance for the most part?
Well, I wouldn't say under any circumstance, but I mean, you want to be in a position to win the game. I think our plan was let's be leading or close to by 5 innings, and then kind of evaluate from there. And you would expect that we would be able to accomplish that, and that sort of didn't happen.
You mentioned on Sunday wanting some of those lesser used guys to step up. Does this make your job a little tougher in the next coming weeks, knowing that maybe they're not 100% there?
Makes my job a little bit easier, because I think some guys did. A guy like Mark Lidd, I think he was in there competing and doing well. So he will certainly earn more innings moving forward, because to me it's all about the competition piece, that you're out there, you're competing, you're being aggressive. Some nights you're going to have good stuff, some nights you're not. Like I look at a guy like LaFlamme, not the greatest result today, but I think the intent was there, the aggressiveness in the delivery. I still say with what we have too, we'll be able to put it together. It's key for us to get the longer starts on the weekend so that we're not taxing the bullpen. But tonight was a wonderful opportunity for some guys to make some headway and get put themselves in position, and unfortunately for them and us, didn't take advantage of it.
Is it just mentally draining for the guys to be behind, to be down 4 right away, back-to-back games like that, and playing from behind where they haven't done that much this year?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say at this point it's mentally draining for them. I mean, I've said it all along. If we just we throw strikes and make teams beat us, we're going to be pretty tough to beat, because we're going to score some runs. And I think the lesson and the takeaway for us tonight is, even though we were down, we gave up 9 runs in the first 2 innings. If we just shut that down, and someone take control of the game, and I heard Cat saying to the pitchers how big that 5th inning was. We dropped 4 spot offs. Again, another big inning. If we just, keep it close with our offense, we're going to be in baseball games probably until the last out.
When they got to 13, though, it seemed like your offense kind of dipped for a while there. They finally came out of it in the 8th. But did you feel like just the energy was not maybe right there?
Yeah, we talked. That's why you're the veteran in the room. We talked about that because there were some at bats clearly that I thought guys gave away in the middle of the game, and that was the thing. If you don't give those at bats away, and maybe you plug a couple runs on there in those innings, where you're sitting late, instead of trying to chase 5 in the bottom of the 9th, maybe it's 2 or 3. Anything can happen at that point. So this was a great, learning opportunity for us. I made the comment to Kat at one, where the observation, I think, was this was maybe our 3rd time we've had to bat in the bottom of the 9th. So it was kind of we haven't been in that position much where we're chasing, but it's come a little bit easy for us. So this was good to have to come back. We learn from that. Hopefully guys will see that those middle innings are just as important as innings 7, 8, 9. And then I go back to, what we did on the mound tonight is going to make it tough to beat anybody.
Where is Blake at right now, just with some of his mechanic stuff and trying to figure out what works best for him?
Well, I don't think it's mechanical. I don't. I mean, I just think it's a young guy out there still trying to taste and feel what college baseball is about, because it's been the inconsistency on the mental side probably more than anything. Physically, it's there, and that's just something we're going to continue to work on. He's going to continue to work on, because we're going to need that guy. We're going to need him to perform well for us, which he has at times, for us to be competitive in our league.
Is there a message with him to maybe take off some of the velocity to try to get command, because it seemed like he was sitting like 92 for the most part, and then got up to 95 with a couple at the end, or is that just...
I think some of that velocity fluctuation, goes back to that maturity part and the head part. When you can't just, this is a very, very unforgiving, I'm saying league, but also Long Beach State's a good program. It's very unforgiving. This game of baseball, if you don't have maximum concentration, maximum focus, I don't care what, you're setting yourself up to be knocked around a little bit. So you watch those, at least for me, the fluctuation in velocity is, well, now I'm gonna wait till I get punched in the mouth until I start pitching. That's not how it works. I mean, you gotta do the punching yourself. And so I think when he learns that certainly is gonna help his results, and I think you'll see the more consistency even in the velocity. Because to me, it wasn't the velocity didn't come until he gave up,
Yeah.
How important is it for guys like Eric and Brady to have 5 days off going into the USC series?
Well, that's part of I think it's fine. I mean, it's good. That's part of the thing you're weighing. When you look back at the shortened result on Dabo on Sunday, probably had as much impact on this game as anything, because instead of throwing a freshman out there who's never started a game before, it's usually Sam Romero. But because we had to, and we'll take it. If we're gonna have a bad game and have a disaster like we did tonight, good thing it happened in non-conference. And I know people will make a big deal out of 4 and 23, but we said to them, great schedule. These guys are better than 3 and 23. They came into the game. It doesn't, that record thing doesn't matter. If you don't play well and you don't take care of business, you're going to lose. But if you're going to have a breakdown like we did tonight, and you were to ask me, would you rather do it on the weekend or midweek? I'll tell you where I'd rather it happen tonight. If we can learn something and take away from that, and maybe learn something about our personnel, then we will utilize that to get better down the stretch.
When you say learn something about your personnel and having the experience of Sunday when you have to use a lot of bullpen pieces, and then Tuesday, is that going to help you in terms of trying to manage the bullpen when you get later into the season?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to because you're looking for guys that are going to compete. You want to know, you're not going to know the result, but you're going to want to know what the demeanor is and how guys go about their business. Do you put them in? Are they still seeing the crowd? Are they still reacting to, I don't know what the or are they out there just executing their pitch? I would ask you tonight, if you were to say, who was a guy that you felt like was in command and looked like he belonged, regardless of the score or the count, who would you say? Mark Litt. I mean, at least to me, the guy was ahead in the count. He's pitching it, aggressively. Those are the things that lend to success. So if a guy like that, we learned that about him tonight, and he hasn't had a lot of opportunity up to this point, then you know what? I think it's going to help us down the stretch. I do.
So is he going to be a designated bullpen piece now?
Absolutely.
And what's the status on Carter for the USC
He'll
series?
be fine. Yeah.
Okay, so he'll be there.
He'll be fine.
Going back to the pressing, giving away at bats thing, does that especially fall like Hunter tonight with a couple of his punch outs? A guy like that, is it almost like he puts more pressure on himself to try to get you guys back?
Yeah, and he's obviously been really, really good for us. But it's just, and I think sometimes we tend to forget how these guys are so good, but yet they're still young, right? And I'm saying young in their careers and young in the game. And some of those swings where I think we were down at one point, and that's knowing the difference between when we just need a base runner and when maybe we need to hit a gapper. I thought a couple of those swings, looked like he's trying to hit a 10-run home run, which I don't think those exist. And but he's got to grow from that, learn from that too. We don't always need that. We need you to have a solid at bat to get on base, and then turn that over, let the guy help get you in behind us. And so yeah, I'd say those are some of the at bats that we gave away.
I know Spencer was out tonight, but is this the kind of game, could you have potentially pitched him? Would you have seen getting him back out there again?
I'm sorry, who?
Aldretti. I'm sorry, I said Spencer, I'm sorry. I meant Aldretti.
Yeah, I would say truthfully, we probably used him tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
We were just resting him and just making sure that he's going to be good to go on the weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, he still could be part of the pitching.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be, the guy, if you compete and you can throw it over that 17-inch thing, you're probably going to be part of the pitching piece. Yeah. I do think, our weekend stuff sets up pretty nicely. It's just when, we had to go so deep, and that stuff that happened on Sunday really impacted this day more than we thought it was.
Yeah.
So,
How many relievers right now do you kind of trust to put out in any situation? and how many maybe do you need to by the time the postseason comes around?
I'm just gonna leave it at this answer. I say, give me 8 guys. Just give me 8 guys. And I'm not saying this year, I'm saying this is how I've always been. I said, just give me 8 guys that we feel like we know what we're gonna get night in and night out. And what I mean by that is, like, we know that you're gonna compete, we know that you're gonna, you know, have your fastball and a couple pitches. I'd say we've probably got 8. So.
Can a game like this kind of help sometimes when your team's so hot, just to give you some kind of a thing to learn from, or just
Well,
kind
it's
of?
a reality check. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say it's a reality check, and you know, I had a bad feeling about this game all day. I really did, because I know that's a good opponent, and I knew we were a little shorthanded on the mound. But you know, you hope that guys would take advantage of that. But yeah, I mean, I think it brings you back down to, hey man, this game it's pretty simple when you get down to it. It's about throwing strikes, playing defense behind, and then get a timely hit. I think I asked you before we came in here, how many walks scored tonight? 7. It's 7 guys that didn't have to do anything to get on base. And not that they wouldn't have gone on some other way, but by my math, if they have to earn their way on, we'd probably win that baseball game. So, reality check. Thank you.
Thank you.